Hi everyone, hi Dr. Go. So I'm going to present about the key performances of Versace, since that is the name of our group. So at the beginning of the simulation game, the company seemed to be performing well. However, for the achievement were average, and then since there were no outstanding sales in any sector from the internet, wholesales or private label sales, so we decided to focus more on one sector and be specialized in it. So, looking at our performances, what we achieved to do was to increase our SQ rating to the maximum to ensure that the products produced by our company are of high quality. And then, since we wanted to focus more on one industry, we focus more on Asia Pacific and Latin America region, since the competition in those two regions would be less ruthless than the others. And then looking at the graphs of our key performances, from year 10 to year 18 in the region of Asia Pacific, so our aim was to increase the SQ rating of our products. So that the customer will be satisfied of our products, and then to ensure the rate of rejected products will be at its lowest. However, by doing so, we had to increase the price of our wholesale price. So we also had the objective to increase our sales in private labels and maintain our market share in the wholesale sector, because it was deemed to be our strength at the beginning. And so the market share tend to, when it comes to wholesale sales, tend to decrease at the beginning of the year 17. However, it increased by the end at year 18. Then our SQ rating was at its maximum till the end. So I think it was our highest achievement. However, in the other region, which is the Latin America, at the beginning our wholesale sales increased for the first 3 years. We managed to get at least 20% of the market share in Latin America when it comes to wholesale sales. But then at the beginning of starting from the year 15, it tend to decrease. So we had to come up with different strategies to overcome this situation, and we concluded a couple of things, and that my colleagues will explain to you.
Hi, Dr. Go. I am Clara, and I will be presenting on the factors that influence our decisions. So, first and foremost, one of the main problems that we faced in regards to the environment was the uncertainty, and it's very common knowledge that risk and uncertainty is in fact one of the main problems that is faced by organizations when it comes to business planning. So what we needed to do first and foremost was to determine how uncertain the environment was and identify some of the causes behind it. So what we needed to consider were the macro environmental influences that could potentially affect Versace. So in order to do that, what we needed to do was monitor the economic conditions, such as the government policy, like the tariffs in North America. And something that we became aware of in the simulation was that due to the different strategies, the environmental forces that mattered to one company was not necessarily the same for the other. And as we progressed, we noticed that our strategies tended to change over time, and the importance that we placed on some of the influences also changed. And another thing that we noticed was a lot of the factors in the general environment not within our direct control. So that just serves to illustrate the necessity for the scanning and anticipation, planning, and adjustment to firms' actions in response to changes. For our company, Versace, what we did was we conducted a strategic analysis where we appraised the environment, the strategic capability of our firm, and the expectations of our stakeholders and the purpose and mission of our firm. And for that, we used the PEST framework and the Porter's 5 forces model to analyze the different environmental elements. For the PEST analysis, we identified the political, economic, social, and technological influence on the organization. As for the Porter's 5 forces model, we used it as an analytical framework to aid our firm be more conscious of the events in our environment. So that is to say, factors such as our competitors. What we used was CSR and celebrity endorsements, and we used that as an offensive strategy to build our reputation in order to achieve advantage rather than competing. But something that we need to point out is that in order for a company to be able to collaborate its missions or goals, there has to be an understanding of the structure of the frameworks and structures of the industry in which we are operating in, which is why we use the forces in order to analyze our environment. So essentially what we tried to do was we tried to gain a competitive advantage over our competitors by building relationships with our suppliers and ensuring that we did not price our products above what our online retailers were selling. This was in an attempt to make it harder for our competition to steal our consumer base. Because we believe that if you can understand and keep a close eye on your external environment, we would be very effective at achieving our goals. However, what we failed to realize was that we were making a mistake in targeting a niche market and keeping our prices too high for the segments, which in the end had a negative effect on our company. Thank you. I will now be passing on to my colleague.
Hi, my name is Mohammad Abdullah Tariq, and I'm going to continue with the strategy part. We use resource-based view as another strategy. Resource-based view model is basically the competitive advantage of a firm that they achieve through their intangible and tangible resources. Effectiveness and productivity are the key areas of any organization. So they try to do certain activities and apply certain strategies that they achieve these competitive advantage through. We use corporate social responsibility as one of our strengths that gave us a boost in our business performances. CSR also helped us in creating a strong and respectable image in the mind of our stakeholders. And we also won 4 CSR awards throughout our business. And secondly, our company focused on the style to quality ratio. We gave the superior quality products to our customers. That's why we were able to achieve a style to quality rating, which is SQ rating, and we achieved it of a rating of a 10. That was the highest in the industry, even for the internet and wholesale segment. Our company also met all the expectation of our investors. We were able to achieve a maximum rating of A plus, and similarly our image rating was also the second best in the industry, which was of 80. So it showed that we met our investors' expectation. At the same time, we consider it as our competitive strength, because no other rivals or competitors achieved a SQ rating of 10 or they won any CSR award. So these activities were our key areas where we focused, and we achieved a good competitive strength because of that. That's it. Thank you.
So the other strategy that that we have chosen, and like the other way that we can explain our strategies, we can explain our strategy through the generic strategy that was set by Porter. So we aim to target a particular segment of the market by focusing our efforts on the CSR activities and offering of superior products to the customers. So by achieving a high image rating that was set by the investors, our products had a higher value in the eyes of the customers. So we achieved low cost production. Achieving a low cost production was not enough our objective, since we believed that the customers would pay more for superior products, and they would buy products from a company that has a greater image rating. So according to the generic strategy that was developed by Porter, our company was pursuing the strategy of differentiation. Therefore, our strategic advantage was that our products were more unique compared to the others that were offered by other companies in this industry. And then we were focusing on few segments of the market, and especially focus on few regions rather than all regions. So according to Porter's generic strategy, the strategy that we were pursuing by differentiating our products compared to others and focusing on a few segments of the market, we were pursuing the strategy of differentiation focus. So to dominate the market by increasing the market share in the industry, the company would have to lower its cost and would not be able to pursue differentiation strategy. So as stated before, our company has won 4 CSR awards. We did not only offer different products than the others. Our style of business was also different, since we aimed to increase our image in the eyes of the customers by investing a huge part of our profit into CSR activities, and also invest our money into superior and green materials for the satisfaction of the customers and the society.
Hi everybody, I will be talking about the overview of Versace's successes and failures. As Fisher has previously mentioned, there were 3 main factors that led to our success, and this was the image rating, CSR, and celebrity endorsement. Now, in order for our team to work, we decided that no specific roles would be given to each of us during the simulation. We focused on the input that was given, and this was a team effort. And we decided that leadership was a shared responsibility, hence making the whole process a collective learning experience. Now, in terms of collective learning, this helped us as it was more group-based than individual. So we challenged each other with questions and solutions, which created a sense of innovative thinking. So as we were all working towards one aim, and that was to complete the game within a high competitive position, we found this a more interesting approach rather than having one leader, which we would all follow their roles. In terms of, just like every company has its successes, we also had our failures. In terms of failures, we found that we took too much time in implementing the tasks that we had. We had lack of proper individual input during our group discussions, and this led to other companies surpassing us on seeing the significance of issues such as private labels and celebrity endorsements at an earlier stage during the game. Finally, the main problem with our group, or like our company, was that the prices of our shoes remained relatively high, and this caused companies to surpass us on many levels, together with our inability to forecast upcoming moves, and hence it turned into poor decision making for the overall performance of the company, and which made it low. So thank you for listening. I shall now pass you on to the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Christina, and I'm going to talk about recommendations. In order to succeed in future, company should look at its operations from different perspectives. Firstly, companies should seek to develop new products through innovations and improvements. It doesn't mean that company have to create completely new product line. It means that company have to seek on improving existing product line through improvements in its product characteristics such as quality, comfort, or design. Secondly, company have to keep deals with its suppliers that will give an ability to reduce costs. Even if your business is doing well, it's always beneficial to keep your costs lower compared to your competitors. Because competitors always follow what other companies do. If one company will cut its costs, the other company will do so to reduce competitive advantage for you. Therefore, companies should try to gain cost advantage through reducing overhead costs, using cheaper labor and cheaper raw materials. And lastly, companies should seek to be on same level with its competitors, or even better, through keeping a close eye on what your competitors do. Even though if you're doing really, really well, your competitors might steal your ideas or your manager's skills or any ability that you have. Therefore, it's very easy to gain competitive advantage, but it's very hard to gain it. So that's all for my part and for our presentation. Thank you for watching us.